What is up, everybody? Happy Training Tuesday. I wanted to bring something up. I brought it up to a couple clients. I think I brought it up in the masterclass last week too, but this is something that I've talked about before. Um, but I wanted to bring it up again in a different light. Okay. When I first started my business back in 2014, 2015 was like really when I officially broke out on my own and wasn't working another job. But in 2015, I was training as a, working as a personal trainer. And one of my favorite things that I ever read was athletes eat and train, they don't diet and exercise, right? And I remember telling my clients, like, no, you're eating and training, you're not dieting and exercising. And if you think about those two phrases and the energy behind them, when you eat and train, it's with intention. It's with not motivation necessarily, but like desire. That's what I would say. It's with desire. You're eating and training. Diet and exercise is almost like a have to, I have to diet and exercise. Eating and training is like, yeah, I'm gonna go eat and train. I'm gonna do this thing with intention and with desire and with power, right? And that's what I liked about it. But what was funny was as I kind of have gone through my own different health journeys because of gaining baby weight and having babies and all that stuff, because this was pre-babies, that phrase came to a B. After Wrigley, who's now 3, I was talking to a coach and I was having a hard time because I, was 5 months postpartum and I wasn't back to where I needed to be or whatever. Which, by the way, just it takes time and you need to be patient with yourself. And anybody who tells you that they can drop down to their pre-body baby body in 12 weeks is, well, congratulations. That's not everybody. In fact, I would argue that's not most people. So you're a special snowflake and everyone else needs to just take their time and be patient with themselves and give themselves some grace because they created a life. Okay? Just FYI. I'm one of those where it takes time and I've learned to be okay with it. But it took time to learn to be okay with it. So I was talking to my coach and he was saying how, because I said, oh, I'm just not losing weight. I want to lose like 10 more pounds, blah, blah, blah. And he was like, well, how are you doing in the gym? And I was like, actually really good. I feel really strong. I feel like I'm back lifting what I was and, I have a lot of energy. I don't feel held back in that area at all. And he was like, well, why aren't you just focusing on that? And he said, if you as a woman, especially, he said, if you get to the point where you can run an 8-minute mile, do 10 pull-ups, and he said something like squat your body weight or something like that. He's like, you'll look like it. And I was like, interesting. And it kind of brought me back to what I used to say, right? Because instead of focusing on losing the weight and dieting and exercising, all of a sudden I was eating and training to perform, right? I was focusing on increasing how many pull-ups I could do, increasing my squat weight, my deadlift weight, my bench weight, increasing how fast I could run. Like all of a sudden I was focusing on doing the things instead of losing the weight. And it created this excitement around what I was doing instead of this like dread and like, ugh, I have to because this expectation is placed upon me by myself, of course. Nonetheless, it's there to like be a specific size or weight or whatever. And it just changed everything about it. Okay. And so for the last probably year and a half, 2 years, I've just been focusing on performing. And no, my body's not exactly what I want it to look like per se. Like I could lose some more body fat and I'm slowly working on that. But my performance in the gym is fantastic and I'm proud and I'm excited to go. I don't miss workouts. I eat accordingly so that I can support those workouts, etc. Okay, I'm really intentional with everything. And so what I would challenge you to do, especially as women, is oftentimes we get so tied up in the scale and the measurements and all of these things and the aesthetics of things that we don't eat and train, we diet and exercise, right? We look up glute workouts on TikTok because we want to grow our booties and that's all we care about. We look up leg workouts because we don't want to grow our arms because we don't want to look bulky. Like we do all of these things so that we can look a specific way, and then we do all of these other, like we diet and eat, cut out carbs and all this stuff so that we can see a specific number on the scale, right? We're focusing on the wrong things. If we as women only focused on strength and endurance and overall performance as the metric, everything else would take care of itself. Because all of a sudden you're going to the gym with intention. You're not just looking up random workouts, you're downloading programs, you're hiring coaches, you're hiring trainers to actually get you stronger and to help you focus on it, right? It's intentional. It's not haphazard. It's not just because I have to go to the gym. It's extremely intentional, and there's a different motivation and energy and excitement and desire behind it, right? You're not just eating so that you can see a number on the scale. You're eating because if you don't eat right, if you don't fuel your body properly, you're not going to perform in the gym well, and you'll feel like crap. You won't get stronger, and everything else will fall apart, right? So you're doing it with a different intention. You're doing it so that you can perform, so that you can be the person you need to be, not because you're trying to see some number on the scale and some size on the measuring tape, right? Some number on the measuring tape. So the intention is different. And you would sleep better because you would focus on actually recovering so that you can go to the gym the next day and feel strong and have all this thing. Like it would change every aspect of it so that you can be the person you need to be. And it would probably get you the same result, but the intention and the desire and the underlying principle behind it and why you're doing what you're doing is so much better, more positive, more exciting, more and long term, lifelong. I've had a lot of clients that are like, well, I've lost the weight, so now what? And it's like, change the goal. Change the goal. Like, I can't tell you how many times people have lost weight and then gained it back just so they could lose it again because they needed the goal again. No, mm-mm, mm-mm. That's not what we do. We lose the weight, we learn how to maintain it, and we change what we're doing, right? Suddenly we're trying to build muscle, so we're eating to build muscle. It's different. It's a different intention. It's an exciting intention. And so you need to learn how to shift your perspective around why you're doing what you're doing so that eating and training becomes your normal, not dieting and exercising. Hopefully this was helpful. Happy Tuesday. I hope you have a great day, and I will chat with you all later.